jail because the UPND is losing this election. And that's why they are turning violent.
You're sure about that?
Yes, I'm very sure about that.
The UPND are losing.
They are losing unless they rig. Without rigging, there's no way the UPND can win. How? And where?
They can only win if they rig.
They can only win if they rig. And the rigging comes in all sorts of ways. All sorts of manipulations. And that's what we are seeing. Yes, they have got a lot of money and they have got the state machinery to use to manipulate the process. But without manipulation, UPND cannot win this election.
They can lose to who?
They will lose to the opposition.
Who?
The opposition in its generality.
Who in the opposition?
The opposition in its generality. I don't know who, but they will lose to the opposition. Yes.
There seemed to be a very, acrimonious relationship between, the Socialist Party and the UPND, and judging also from today's event, which is quite unfortunate. We'll wait to hear. We're yet to see a report from the Zambia police over the sad, incident that you had in Kanyama today. But also, we've also heard from you as the Socialists and the People's Pact that the UPND is even trying to bribe some of your candidates to withdraw. There's an offer of 350,000 kwacha.
It's not only that. The UPND did not want us to be on the ballot paper. They organized one Mwanza, who they have been using for some time, to petition us over grade 12 or grade 7 results of Dorika Banda. They hoped that, in that process, even me, I'll be stopped from being on the ballot paper. Yes, the petition was unfounded. It was not justifiable. But it had some effect on us.
It has some effect?
Yes, it had an effect on us. Many people believed the UPND does not lose matters in the Constitutional Court. So we were written off. It was not easy to convince anybody we were going to win that case. Even our own members did not believe we were going to win that case because nobody wins against the UPND in the Concord. The UPND has been getting its way in the Concord, or even ignoring Concord judge decisions. So they were convinced we were not going to be on the ballot paper. So mobilizing under those conditions, both mobilization of human beings to support your campaign and mobilization of resources, becomes very difficult under such conditions. For over a month, we were in a paralysis really operating. It wasn't easy. We started the campaign, again, they don't want us to campaign. The same UPND is frustrating our campaigns, attacking our rally, unjustified, unprovoked. You load 3 minibuses with cadres, armed with pangas, stones, and all sorts of things, to attack innocent people who have not provoked you in any way. If it wasn't for quick police action today, many people would have been seriously injured than the few that have been injured. We had to abandon that rally on the last day of our campaign in Lusaka. And the timetable, the way it's structured, you don't come back.
So you're done with Lusaka?
We are done with Lusaka, but we have to pursue this with the ECZ. When UPND comes to Lusaka, we will demand that that day be given to us, where one day has to be deducted from them. We will demand that, so that we have our day in Lusaka the way it was supposed to be.
Well, their president is campaigning tomorrow in Lusaka.
He campaigns anywhere. He's not part of the timetable. That's the unfair part of it. He campaigns wherever he wants to go.
Is that unfair? Because maybe he's a Republican president, so you don't expect him to be subjected to
being
schedules.
a Republican president does not mean everything that he does is fair, or everything that accompanies him is fair. You can be president and act within the presidential prerogatives or privileges, but still be unfair. So the system is unfair. It puts him at an advantage. It disadvantages the opposition that have to compete with him.
What do you think is the reason why, the Socialist Party seems to be the target by the UPND, judging from events that have happened so far?
I can only...
Is he afraid of you?
I don't know, but that question can be best answered by himself. When he was in Kasama, in Chinsari recently, in a closed-door meeting, some people who attended that meeting told us that he told that meeting, don't worry about Munduvire Vaiche. Cripple the Socialist Party, frustrate his campaigns, and ensure that you get their candidates to resign. He told them that.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they told us, those who attended the meeting.
Yes, maybe.
I'm telling you what I've been told by those who attended the meeting. I was not in that meeting. I'm telling you what they told us, those who attended the meeting.
That let your candidates resign.
Yes, he offered help in that regard to ensure that our candidates resign, our campaign is crippled. What he fears, I don't know. If we have no impact, if we are nothing politically, why go to such lengths? First, a useless petition, which is sponsored by themselves. I'm saying sponsored by themselves because even in the Attorney General chambers, who were the fourth respondents, behaved in that court as petitioners. There were three respondents. There was Dori Kabanda as first respondent. There was Fred Membe as second respondent. There was the Electoral Commission of Zambia as third respondent. And there was the Attorney General as fourth respondent. The three respondents, the first, the second, and the third, behaved as respondents.
The fourth?
The fourth one behaved as a petitioner, sided with the petitioner. Unfortunately, they lost the case and they lost it miserably. So you can deduct from that. You can make your own conclusions from that.
Why? Let's assume those assumptions, thoughts are true. Why would the UPND, the president, be scared of Dr. Fred Membe and the Socialist Party?
Ask them why they have done all these things they have done to us. Ask them why are they doing this.
Maybe that petition was also, in good faith, trying to understand, this document and its equivalent. Does it still stand?
It was not in good faith.
It was not in good faith.
It was not in good faith, and that's why they lost it. If it was a good case, they would have won it. And if it was in good faith, the Electoral Commission of Zambia would have not allowed it, would have not filed in successfully. The Electoral Commission of Zambia scrutinizes. It has got a checklist. They scrutinize everything. And they did not find anything wanting. And the CONCORT has confirmed that the Electoral Commission of Zambia was right in allowing our nomination to go through.
And just on this, I had a conversation this week, on Monday on the Auction of Democracy with one of the UPND, members of the media, Amos Chanda. And he commented on the same case, but with a very different view, and I'd like to pick your thought on this.
Amos Chanda is not a lawyer.
No, let me finish my thought. He mentioned something, away from this, but in reference to your case. He did indicate that, in his view, actually, it's unnecessary to require a presidential candidate to even have a grade 12. According to his, opinion, there's no need to request a presidential candidate, because if you qualify to vote, you have NRC, you are no criminal record, no dual citizenship. According to him, if you qualify to vote, you should also qualify to be voted into office. As one that prize with a lot of education, you indicated that you are one of the most educated politicians on the continent. What do you think about that theory and opinion from Amos?
Well, many people have got their opinions on this issue. My opinion would not demand any qualification from anybody.
Really?
Yeah. Leadership...
To be president?
Yes.
Oh.
We had a president in South Africa, Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma has never been in a classroom. I grew up in the African National Congress with President Zuma. President Zuma one time on television, SABC, made it very clear, if anybody tells you that they have seen this forehead in a classroom, they are lying. Because I've never been in a classroom. And South Africa has many cases of that nature. We had the first general secretary, general secretary of the South African Communist Party, Moses Kotane. He never went to school. The second general secretary of the Communist Party of South Africa, Moses Mabhida, never went to school. They are self-educated. And the President Zuma was brilliant. I know him personally. He was one of our best leaders in the African National Congress.
Ran down the economy, though?
And the South African Communist Party. No, that's a complicated economy. Let's not rush it to simple conclusions. It's a very complicated economy. Yes, it's a very complicated economy. Let's not make everything look as simple as that. Let's not rush to cheap conclusions. Analyze the things before you rush to such a conclusion. You are making a very big conclusion on matters that you have not studied properly or analyzed properly. There are many factors. Yeah, so my advice is don't rush to such conclusions. It's dangerous in life. Be patient with things.
So according to you, you would also agree with that thought that, look, for one to be president, you don't necessarily have to have papers?
You don't need that. We have had good leaders. We have had good leaders without qualifications of that nature. We have had good leaders. And it's up to the people to decide what type of leader they want. Of course, in the modern world, we would need highly educated people, highly knowledgeable people, because things are complicated. But it should not be a law.
Shouldn't be a law?
Yes, people should choose. People should choose what type of leader they want for a particular environment or circumstance. Look at the way it has reduced the quality of councillors. We have very good community leaders who are better than the grade 12s we are putting as councillors. They don't qualify. Our people are robbed of very good parliamentarians on the basis of grade 12 certificate. People who would represent their people very well and make good laws. They are not in parliament because of grade 12. And also you are talking of a country where not everybody has the opportunity to go to school, had the opportunity to go to school. You are depriving them of a constitutional right. The right to participate in the governance of your country is constitutional. And also it's a duty. You have a duty to participate in the governance of the country. It's also a religious duty, especially for the Catholics. You are required, if you have sufficient skills, to participate in the governance of your country, of your community. And not doing so is a sin.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I want to get to your manifesto, which you launched this week. and you know, sample a few things that you indicate in your manifesto. But before that, I wanted to get your thought. Tomorrow the president is launching his campaign outside Hero Stadium, and it has, you know, according to what PS in the Ministry of Sports and Youth has indicated, that the Jehovah's Witness were having a 3 days event, but they've agreed with government that tomorrow's concluding day, they will have it virtual to pave way for the president to have his campaign. What's your thought? Others have criticized that. Why would you disturb a religious activity because of your politics?
What campaign is he launching? Hakainde launched his campaign many months ago or even years ago. He has been campaigning for the last 5 years alone. So what campaign is he launching? There's no campaign Hakainde is launching. He's just continuing his campaign. There's no launch. He launched his campaign a long time ago, when all of us in the opposition could not hold rallies. He was holding rallies. When did Hakainde start holding rallies? When did it end? So what launching is he talking about? He has been holding rallies. He has been in the ring boxing alone, or boxing us while our hands are tied behind our backs. 34 times we applied to have a rally over the last 5 years. 0.
34 times?
34 times.
Quite a lot.
Yes. 34 times. 0.
Reason?
Under the PF, we applied 17 times. We were given 2 rallies.
Have they given you reasons, those 34 times? Did they give you?
They give security reasons. They give you reasons of shortage of police officers. Those are the reasons, standard reasons. You can even guess before the letter comes back. 34 times. But him, Hakainde, has been holding rallies during the same period, the same years. That's how fair he is. That's how balanced his approach to politics is. And you want to call this a free and fair contest? With all that has happened over the last 5 years, because elections are not just within the 3 months after nominations. You have to look at what happens after the last elections to what happens up to the nomination day. They were boasting that there's no opposition. And you people in the media, you were cheering them on. You were agreeing with them that there's no opposition.
I don't know what you mean when you say we, the media, were cheering them on.
Yes, you are saying there's no opposition. Those were views that were being expressed by the people in the media. I'm not just saying here yourself.
No, maybe
I'm generalizing.
Reporting what they were saying, you mean?
No, even conclusions. You do make conclusions. I've just refrained you from making a conclusion about Suma here. You do make conclusions. You do come up with opinions.
Maybe we report what they're saying.
Yes.
I think it's a most fair thing to say.
No,
because that's a blanket statement when you accuse us.
Sir,
you are accusing
I
us.
understand very well what is a reported story, what is an opinion or a comment. I understand. I've done that job for 27 years.
That's why I feel it's unfair
No,
for you to put
it's
all of us
not
that
unfair.
we've been making
I'm
this
saying
conclusion.
you people in the media, and I'm generalizing. I've told you I'm generalizing. I'm not attacking you as an individual.
I'm speaking for the colleagues also, the rest of the sector.
If I wanted to be direct, I could be more direct, because on the same platform, that issue arose in the same studio. It arose. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to embarrass anybody or humiliate anybody. And it was becoming a belief that there's no opposition. But if there's no opposition, why this panic? We were telling them that the opposition is the people. And nobody believed. It's not only us, but the opposition in general. We are saying the opposition is the people. And look at where things are today. Can anyone say there's no opposition in Zambia today? Can anyone truthfully say there's no opposition to Hakainde Hichilema today? Can Hakainde Hichilema repeat those statements today? Can anyone in the UPND say there's no opposition today? If there's no opposition, why the panic? You load cadres in 3 buses to go and attack a rally over an opposition that doesn't exist, an imaginary one. You petition a presidential candidate of no consequence at such a high cost to the state. The entire Attorney General Chambers pushing itself into it. The Examination Council of Zambia manipulated to or pushed to act in such a manner, a disgraceful manner actually. Very disgraceful. Very embarrassing for the Examination Council of Zambia. Especially the director that was involved in that.
Very disgraceful.
It's disgraceful.
Sometimes, Dr. Membe, don't you feel that you use quite some strong words on
disgraceful,
people?
disgraceful is not a strong word.
For example, you have claimed that Zambians elected, and I'm quoting you, a bunch of crooks and criminals, incompetent criminals. Wasn't that scandalous and a bit too harsh? And this is a clip that maybe before you respond, maybe the viewers would like to see this. This is something you indicated after you won that petition in the Concord. But let's hear what you had said earlier to the public concerning this administration.
This is quality leadership that you have for this country. And it's time, Zambians, you started to focus on quality leadership. Move away from criminal gangs all the time. You have elected incompetent people, you have elected the criminals. And you see that these people you are trying to give power to, they are nothing but a bunch of crooks. A bunch of crooks. You don't want decent people. You don't want competent people. You want to bring them down. You want to humiliate them. This country is not going to move forward if we don't have quality leadership. All the things we need, God has given us. The only thing missing right now is quality leadership to take this country out of the situation we see.
You claim Zambians elected a bunch of crooks, criminals, incompetent criminals. Wasn't that too harsh?
Sir, tell me, if there are no people in jail today for criminal activities who were elected and occupied public office, tell me if there are no people in jail today who have been convicted by our courts of law for stealing, for crookedness, for thievery. Tell me if there are no people who are still going to court today for similar abuses. Tell me if the Zambian people have never elected crooks who have gone to jail for stealing. What do you call a person who steals? An honest man or woman, not a crook? And these were elected by the Zambian people. What should I call them? What should I call them? Tell me how many are in jail or have gone to jail over the last 30 years or 35 years.
You were referring to those that have gone to jail or the current leaders that have...
No, that have gone. I'm not talking just about one set of leaders.
Yeah.
I didn't say one set of leaders. I said Zambians have elected over time. How many have been prosecuted and got convicted and were sent to jail? Elected people. Some of them occupying very high positions, including presidents, prosecuted for corruption in this country, saved by political mechanisms in almost all the cases, not by acquittals. How many? Do you still want to insist that I've used harsh words that are unfounded and have no evidence for it? When your courts are full of that evidence, when your prisons are full of that evidence, what should I call them? Tell me what I should call them, because these people were elected by the Zambian people. Who elected them? It's not the Zambian people. They were not crooks. They were not criminals. They are not convicted of crimes. What do you call a person who has been convicted of a criminal offense? What do you call them?
He's a criminal?
That's what it is. When you are convicted of a crime, you're a criminal.
Can we say the same about the current set of leaders?
Anybody who has committed a crime is a criminal.
That's understood, because you
now, why do you want to push me beyond what you asked me? You will see it. When they lose power, you will see it.
They'll be convicted. They'll be arrested.
Ah, definitely.
You're sure about that?
Definitely. There are some people who go to prison.
From this administration?
Yes. If the system that we have continues, the prosecutions we have continues, where even a new court had to be created for financial crimes, that was not there. Created by this government. They created it for their friends, but it will also be for them soon. If you go to that court, the only people who are there are politicians, are elected people, politicians and their appointees.
Only?
Yes, they are not ordinary people. Tell me one person who is in the financial crimes court, who is not either a politician or someone appointed by the politician. Tell me one person who has gone to those courts. I may be wrong, tell me. My mind may not have caught it. Tell me one person who has been taken to the financial crimes court, who is neither a politician nor an appointee of a politician.
So you believe some of the people that are in this current administration will pass through that court?
So you are telling me that court will stop on 13th August, then it will not be there. It will be abolished. Because so far the trend over the last 5 years, it has just tried politicians, elected people, and their appointees. No one else. So if we assume that's the way the court is going to operate, the next government also, if that court continues, it will be politicians and their appointees. Who will be the politicians? From the MMD government only. So the new government that comes in will still, will still pursue the PF government, the PF politicians and their appointees. There will not be anyone from these ones who are about to go on 13th August. They will not be there. That court will close with the PF. Because the people who have been tried in that court are only former PF leaders and their appointees.
Yeah, accountability is key, right? Yeah.
So after 13th August, when the UPND and Mr. Ichilema leave, that court will come to an end. Or if it continues, it will still be about PF leaders, who the new leadership of this country will still continue to pursue, at the exclusion of the PF, the UPND leaders. Mr. Ichilema was talking about his immunity being removed if they vote independence in Southern Province. He was telling the people of Southern Province, don't vote for these independents. If you vote for them, they will remove my immunity. Why is he scared about his immunity being removed? Immunity can only be removed if there is a constitutional violation. What constitutional violation has he been engaged in? What has he violated to fear an impeachment? Nobody just stands up to impeach a president. You can't just stand up and say, I want to impeach the president because I've got the numbers in parliament. No. You have to lay your case against the president. You don't just impeach a president who is innocent. So if he's innocent, why is he afraid of impeachment from members of his own party who have gone independent, that they will be used to impeach him? These are frightened little men, scared of their own shadows because of the many wrongs they have done against the people of Zambia.
Frightened little men.
Yes, scared of their own shadows, as KK put it. I'm borrowing from my dear comrade KK.
Because of their wrongdoings.
Yes, the many wrong things they have done against the people of Zambia. Why would someone fear impeachment? Because you are not just impeached like that. There has to be a serious violation of the Constitution. Either you have stolen or you have violated this or that constitutional provision. So I don't know if you still think my words are harsh. I don't know if you still think I've failed to defend what I said. You thought you had caught me. We don't just talk about things without evidence.
Let's get to your manifesto. You launched your manifesto this week, Dr. Membe, under the Socialist Party and the People's Pact. You have themed your manifesto, building a Zambia where everyone prospers, contains 10 pillars of transformation. I'm able to highlight key things that, key promises that you've made to the Zambians. I've seen quite a number of jobs that you have promised to the Zambians. What are the key promises that the Zambians should look forward to, even as they get to vote in the next 47 days?
One of the fundamental things is the nature of the government. If we win the elections, we have been saying, take kuchinja fetch panichire take anakateka olipo, kuchinje mitekere. We have to change the way things are done. And we sincerely believe that one group of people, no matter how well intentioned they are, they will not be able to give us the changes that we require for our people to live much happier lives. Happier lives that come from having access to all the services required in an organized society. We believe the politician alone cannot give us those changes. We need other leaders of our people. We need the traditional leaders to participate in the governance of the country. We need the religious leaders to play their role in the governance of the country. We need the business leadership to play their role in the governance of the country. We need the trade union leaders to play their role. We also need the professionals, the intellectuals like yourselves, to play your role. Right now, you're not playing your role in the most efficient, most effective, and orderly manner as professional journalists. The impediments are too many, especially the financial impediments on the media are harsh. It's very difficult to train journalists now, and the resources are not there. It's also very difficult for the media to truly be independent of financial interests and economic interests, because the revenues are limited. The media is held hostage. And also you have now the legal constraints. So many laws that have been enacted, some of them by this current government, the cyber laws, the abuse of the old sedition laws, and so on. And also the inability, as I said, to train journalists. Journalism requires continuous training, not only of the low-level journalists, but even of the editors themselves. They have to engage in continuous training because the world is changing. Things are changing very quickly. You are not able to discharge your function right now the way you should as journalists, as the media, as the fourth estate, as they call it.
What are you going to do different?
We will ensure that the media is given the capacity to perform its duties the same way the first estate, the second estate, the third estate is assisted.
How exactly?
The taxpayer pays the executive functions. The taxpayer pays for the judiciary functions. The taxpayer pays for the legislator. The taxpayer pays for a little portion of the fourth estate, which is under the control of government. But there is a realization now that the state media alone has failed to function in the interests of everybody. They can't. We need to broaden that support to everyone who is producing media services. The formula can be agreed upon with your organization, your associations, so that your independence is truly safeguarded, despite receiving assistance from the taxpayer. Mechanisms can be put in place. There are many examples in the world where that is done, so that the media can thrive and perform its duty. We are suffering today as a country because the media is so weak, especially the traditional media, or what is called the traditional media, is so weak. But without this traditional media, we're in trouble. Social media is not a substitute for the work you're doing. It's not a substitute. It should complement. The distortions, the agenda setting, or the lack of agenda setting is so glaring. You are failing even to hold the powerful accountable. You are failing. Not that you don't want. The environment is not conducive for you. I'm not attacking you. It's impossible for you to do the work that you're doing in the best way. Even if you had put me, I would still fail. The environment under which we operated, where we are able to hold the powerful accountable, is different from now. We had the resources.
It has been stated
Several
several times.
Yes, we had the resources, and those resources made us independent.
It has been stated.
Those resources enabled us to train journalists.
But also it has been stated that even in your prime time, really, when you were running, the Post, many have indicated that a lot of politics had infiltrated the institution.
No. We did what we wanted. Nobody told the Post what to do. Did we get things wrong? Yes, we got many things wrong, but not dictated to by anybody.
By politician?
No. You can ask anybody at the Post. We did what we wanted to do. We never got money from a politician. There was nobody from the Post who went to collect transport refund. We were not getting petty changes from politicians. The Post never got money from a politician.
Never got money.
Never.
The Post never got money from a politician.
Never.
Throughout.
Yes, throughout. Never. We actually assisted politicians, if I have to be honest with you.
Not getting from them.
Not getting, but we assisted. Some of them are still alive here. You can ask them. There are many. And witnesses are still there, those who worked at the Post. Ask anybody from the Post. Yes, we made mistakes in this and that area, but not with money. We had enough money. We generated enough money. Even when our reporters were embedded with politicians, they were told, if they want to abuse you, jump on the next bus and come back. They paid for their own accommodation, they paid for their own meals. On an embedded program. You can ask all the politicians who are here, both those in the UPND, in the PF, in the MMD, or whatever.
So many stories that have been, written about how
They are still alive.
that how you would endorse, particular
There's no media.
politicians.
There's no media that doesn't endorse. Go even to the Washington Post, they endorse.
Or at
It's
a
not a
price,
crime
at
to
a
endorse
fee.
and at a fee. That's stupid. Anybody who says that is stupid is a liar. For what? For what? We had enough money. We were giving politicians money.
That's interesting to know.
Yes, we funded political activities that we felt deserved it.
That you felt deserved it.
Yes. We funded causes. The Post never got money from any politician. The Post, people who run the Post are still there. Ask them. I did not run the Post alone. They are still there. Ask them. They are alive. They controlled the resources and they set the agenda.
Do you think that's happening not today?
Even if you wanted to do it, you don't have the capacity.
Financial means?
Yes, you don't have. You don't have. The Post had that financial muscle. You don't have it. There's no media that has it today. There's no media that can do what the Post did.
That's a strong statement, though.
No, look, it's a fact you can investigate. We don't just waffle. I've shown you, you wanted to say I said this and that was strong. But I've demonstrated it to you. At the end of the day, you are mouthless. Yeah? You thought you had cornered me. I will not be able to explain what I've said.
There's no media today that has the money that the Post used to have.
No, it's a fact. Even the salaries you are getting, the salary you are getting today in absolute terms, the Post closed maybe about 10 years ago or so. You are not getting that salary. In absolute terms. Yes, they had high salaries, which even 10 years later, nobody's matching those salaries. Not because people don't want to pay those salaries, but there's no money in the media. The media system has changed. The structure of the media has changed. Even if the Post existed today, it wouldn't be what it was 10 years ago.
It couldn't be, even if it came back.
It couldn't. It can't. The environment has changed.
Do you have plans of bringing it back? Do you have plans of reincarnating? Could be a different name.
You mean I go back to the newsroom?
Oh, maybe.
After
yes.
10 years of politics?
No.
And I'll still be credible enough as a journalist? I can't. I can't go back to the newsroom.
What reforms does your manifesto speak into when you talk about media reforms and how, because this is your field and this is something that you've practiced for quite some time. What would you want to see if, for example, People's Party form government in the next 47 days?
We have made it very clear in our manifesto. There has to be support to the media, financial support. And also there has to be legal changes. There has to be legal reforms to ensure that the media can operate in a free space. That freedom to the media definitely will come with some violations. You can't pick the roses without being pricked by the thorns. The rose is beautiful, but to get to it, you have to be pricked. A free media definitely does rattle. Does offend sometimes.
The free media does.
Yes. A controlled media doesn't offend. It's controlled. It's controlled.
There's this issue of self-regulation, and state regulation. What's your thought? I know that the debate has been going on for quite, some time. Government has their own views. What's your thought, especially as an expert in this?
Why do you want to talk about a free media when you want to censor it at the same time? When you want to restrict it at the same time? We have enough laws. We have enough libel laws, defamation laws to deal with all that. You don't need to criminalize journalism. You don't need to criminalize it. You don't need to criminalize speech, especially reported speech. You don't need to criminalize it. There are enough laws. We are not saying remove all the libel laws. No. Remove the criminal laws of defamation, of sedition, cyber crimes. If the media offends you, take a libel action. You'll be more than compensated.
Let's speak to one component, which of course many Zambians are very much interested in and like to hear what your manifesto has spoken into. There's the issue of the economy right now, and I know that, past 3-4 days, many people have been talking about one very common word issue of foreign reserves. We'll be able to touch that later. But how do you plan to build an economy that is felt by the ordinary Zambians? Because if you hear even the arguments by some of the candidates in the opposition on the issue of foreign reserves, the argument is, look, yes, we can boast about issue of foreign reserve 6.7 and this, okay, but is the ordinary Zambian feeling the impact? Is the ordinary Zambian appreciating the reduced inflation, even if it gets to a single digit? Is the ordinary Zambian feeling that? What's your vision as the People's Pact in that regard?
The People's Pact talks about a people's economy. It talks about a people's governance system. It talks about the people's services. These are not mere words or empty words. The whole essence of our manifesto is to get our country back. We need to get our country back. Our country was taken away from us first as a colony. We tried to get it back, it turned into a new colony. Today, we do not control our economy. The mining sector is predominantly in foreign hands. We don't own our mines. We don't own our financial system. Only 5% of the financial system is owned by Zambians. Only 2% of your banking assets are 100% owned by Zambia. 2%. We don't control this economy. If you don't control your banking system, you don't control the money. You don't own the economy. Sir, even if you came up with a very good business idea, a business plan, nobody will fund it. You can't go to the bank and get funding. Yet the money that the banks, these foreign banks use, is your money. It's 60% government money. It's NAPSA money. $12 billion of NAPSA money floating in the banks. They use that money to buy treasury bonds, make huge profits, and take away. We are saying the first thing is to get back our country, get back our economy. Own our economy. You can't control what you don't own. What is not yours, you can't control. What is owned by another person, you can't control. You can talk about value addition. Value addition of what? Is the copper yours? The copper that is mined is not yours. Once they mine it, process it, they take it, refine it, they take it away. It's not yours. If you want to add value to it, you have to buy. That has to change. Because we are taking away the jobs of our people. We are taking away the jobs of our people. So we have to own the economy first. By ownership, I'm not saying the state owns everything. No. There will be private individuals owning, Zambians and other Africans probably. Because Africa, we are not excluding Africans. Zambia belongs to Africa. Our national anthem says Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. So the Africans who are here
should participate.
should participate. Don't discriminate against them. This is part of Africa. They have the right to be here. The Rwandese have the right to be here. The Malawians have the right to be here. The Congolese have the right to be here. The Angolans, the Namibians, the Zimbabweans have the right to be here. The Mozambicans have the right to be here.
Legally, right?
Legally, yes. Yeah. We are all legally here. I've got my NRC here. Yeah? I'm legally here. I've got an identity. Everybody who is here must have an identity of being here. Must be accounted for. I'm accounted for. Yes, I was born here, fortunately, but I'm still accounted for. We are not saying a Rwandese who comes here should not be accounted for. They should be accounted for, but they should not be discriminated against. They are also Africans. Zambia is for Africans. The minerals that are here are for Africans. God did not create a territory called Zambia, no. This territory called Zambia was created in 1884, 1885. In Berlin. God never put lines on Africa. There were no lines, there were no territories put by God on Africa, no. It was just one territory, one continent. They divided us and divided it. There was no boundary between Malawi and Zambia. There was no Malawi, there was no Zimbabwe, there was no Rwanda, there was no Uganda, there was no Tanzania, there was no Kenya. This was created by the Europeans for you. So what we are saying is the resources of this country or this territory belong to us. We should control it. And as far as possible, let's attract African money. The money Africans are taking to Dubai, they are taking to Brazil, they are taking to Lisbon, they are taking to Paris, they are taking to London. Let's have it here. Let it be banked here so that we can lend it to you when you have a business plan and we prosper. So don't discriminate against your fellow Africans. This is their homeland. Just as much as it is our homeland, it's also their homeland. And our national anthem says so. If we don't believe that, let's change the national anthem. Let's change it. We didn't write it. I didn't write it. We found it. And it encourages us to be together, to be as one. So why should you hate your fellow Africans? The embarrassing episodes we are seeing in Africa, in South Africa. Yeah? As if that continent was just liberated by people in that territory, or that part of the continent was liberated by...
What's happening in South
No,
Africa. Yeah.
we liberated it, all of us, including those who were in the diaspora. The Africans in the diaspora participated in the liberation of South Africa. From those who stole it from us, those who stole our past, those who stole our present, those who are stealing our future.
What are some of the practical things you do to rebuild the economy?
First is ownership. We have to look at ownership. You have to own this economy. You have to run this economy. If it's going to be run by other people for you and owned by other people for you, you will continue to suffer the way you have suffered over the last 60 plus years. Or let me say over 100 years, from 1891. You have never owned anything. What did you own? You pride yourself in owning a car. You are proud that you are driving a car. You pride yourself that you have a small house. That's ownership. Those are not productive assets. We want to own the serious assets. We want to have our own millionaires, our own billionaires. Not those that are just collecting changes from...
So ownership is a key component.
It's key.
Yeah.
It's key. But to achieve that, we have to pay attention to education. We have to pay attention to health services.
Are you going to sustain the free education?
We will make education free. in the true sense, not in the political sense.
Oh, it's not free now?
It's not. It's not.
What are they paying? What?
Free education is not just not paying.
What is it?
They were paying 150 kwacha under the PF. You remove 150 kwacha, look at other expenses that have come. Look at the cost of living. It negates all that. I come from Chinsai, Nkulungwe, Mwika Royal Village. When you go to Mwika Royal Village, there's a school, a primary school there. That primary school has 1,080 children. 1,080 learners with 4 classrooms. 4 classrooms. 160 kids per class. A lesson is about 40 minutes. If you divide 160 children from one teacher, it has got 10 teachers. So a teacher has got only 3 seconds with a child. Can a child be taught mathematics properly there, or arithmetic, or English, or any science? Even teaching them Membe is a problem. What do they learn? Is that the type of education that is going to develop this country in this complicated world today? What does your educational system produce today? Other than people getting papers as certificates, but operating as functional illiterates. We need education that is truly free.
A few things before my time is winding up, but a few things I'd like to pick your thoughts on also. The last 1 week, Dr. Membe,
Let me come to another important area before I lose my thoughts. Yes. I said education, health, and agriculture. Today we are enduring high levels of poverty in this country because of a dysfunctional agricultural system. Agriculture employs over 70% of our population. I can safely say 80% of Zambians today are involved directly or indirectly in agriculture. But this agriculture on which so many of our people are dependent is only producing 3.5% of our GDP. Only 3.5% of our national wealth comes from agriculture. And because of that, you have rural poverty today averaging 78.8%. Rural poverty, closing up to almost 80%, tying up with a population that is dependent on agriculture. If we don't change our agricultural system, poverty will not end, unemployment will continue to rise. It will continue to rise. It's difficult. It's a reality. Only 15% of our arable land is under cultivation. Only 15% of it. And only 15% of our agriculture is under irrigation. There's no agriculture under irrigation in Eastern Province, one of our biggest producers of food. The water in the Ruangwa River simply goes very quickly on those slopes, gets into the Zambezi, taken to the Indian Ocean very quickly. The soils are still very good in Eastern Province, but there's no irrigation. The biggest problem of agriculture in Eastern Province is water. Similarly, Southern Province, the soils are still very good. The biggest problem to Southern Province is water. Water comes in the Kafue River, it goes at Chiawa into the Zambezi and out to the Indian Ocean. The Zambezi water, once it's used in the Kariba, it goes to the Indian Ocean. Southern province is dry. What Southern province requires to produce more is water. And it's not just about crops. When we talk about agriculture in our manifesto, we also go to animal husbandry. We talk about cattle. What cattle is there in Zambia? You only have 3.4 million heads of cattle. 1.3 of that in Southern province. So even those who claim to have a lot of cattle, they don't have. They're just bragging. Southern province has got only 1.3 animals. Central province and Lusaka have got 900,000 plus. Eastern province in number 3 has got 650,000 animals. Western province that people think has got a lot of cattle has got only 450,000 and lying in 4th position. Or 3rd position. No, 4th position. The rest is small amounts. What is the population of goats in this country? What is the population of pigs? How many sheep do we have? Very little. What about poultry? What is the size of our poultry industry? Even village chickens, how many village chickens are there?
In the interest of time, Dr. Membe, 3 last issues. I know that I've got less than 10 minutes to wind up, but 3 last issues. One, 2 people have sat on that seat in the last 1 week with me, and one of them is Comrade Winter Kabimba and Amos Chanda, and they both submitted that this election this year is clearly a 2-horse race between President Hichilema and the Tonse candidate, Brian Mundwili. Where does that leave you?
That's their opinion.
Do you agree?
I don't agree. That's their opinion. What is a 2-horse race? You have 13, 14 candidates on the ballot paper. You only know the outcome when the elections.
We can't predict based on what's happening in
Yes.
the campaign period.
Yes. Having a rally here and there, having a bit of money ferrying people to go and attend a rally, and you label yourself popular, and you think you have won an election. We have seen that before. We have seen that before from 1991 to date. We have seen that.
Mega
We
rallies
have
are
seen
not-
friends who thought they had won an election. When they lost it, they started accusing everybody, including us in the media, of having rigged an election against them.
including the media.
Yes. We have seen that before. Let's wait for 13th August. It's not very far, it's just 47 days. All this speculation will go. There are many factors that make a political organization win or lose an election. There are many factors that make a candidate win or lose an election. Let's wait. Let's have patience. There is no need of claiming victories before the contest is over. This is not a contest about who sings the most, who has the highest number of musicians singing for them. It's not a musical contest, it's an election contest. It's a political contest. People can come to your rally because you have assembled all the best singers in the country, their most favorite musicians. Who would not go there when your favorite musician is playing? But is it about the musician? If it was a contest about music, the criteria would be different. There are song contests, and the rules are different. The voting patterns are different. And also, it will be folly for us to vote for a person on the basis of how many musicians are singing for them. And because of those musicians, how many people attending their rallies? And how much money do they have to hire buses or minibuses to ferry people? Sir, if you went to Matero today with 10 or 10 minibuses, and you want them to come here, even if you have not told them what they will come to do here at the studio, they will jump on the bus. Especially if you are giving them inside the bus, you are giving them to Mateni Kwacha, to Matweni Kwacha, they will come. And if you tell them to cheer here, they will cheer you. Even if you have not done anything, they will cheer you. You wait. On 13th August, those who think they have already won the elections, they should start preparing the election petitions. Yes, they should start preparing them.
Do you see yourself winning?
We are in an open contest. It's open.
Yeah, I understand that, but do you see yourself winning?
We are in a contest. We are in a contest.
Do you see yourself in a contest? In this contest, do you see yourself winning?
We are in a contest.
You're not answering my question.
How do I want you to, how should I answer you? Why did we enter the race? We are not here to decorate anybody. We entered this race to contest and win. That's what we entered. But it's up to the Zambian people at the end of the day whether they want to vote for the noisiest, whether they want to vote on who has assembled the biggest number of bands or singers, whether they want to vote for the best reasoning leadership. It's up to them. Nga balefu okusala empanda. It's up to them. Nga balefu okusala efipuba, bakabolala, and all sorts of people. It's up to them. They have a choice. They have that sovereign right to do so. We can't argue. At the end of the day, we don't know what the Zambian people will choose. Nga bakasala efipuba, bakasala bakabolala, bakasala empanda, fiabo. That's only known to them. But there are consequences for whichever choices we make.
Yeah.
If you want to continue dancing for the next 5 years, choose those who have assembled the highest number of musicians. You will dance for the next 5 years. But even in dancing, you can't be on the stage for 5 years. There's time to go home. And then you get home, there's no food. But you are sweating, dancing, enjoying yourself, cheering the bandsmen. Them, they get paid. They will have food at home. Look at the amount of money they are getting. They are not singing for free. They are not singing for free. They are not dancing for free. They are dancing for money. They are singing for money. You vote according to the best song produced and see if that song will bring food on the table. If that song, that dancing will change your lives. Vote for the most popular or the person who is claiming to be the most popular. Vote for them. Again, another 5 years, you'll be in the same position, swinging from one end of the pendulum to the other. In 2021, let's just unite all of us. Let's remove Edgar Lungu. They did not want to listen to anybody. Even us who were questioning the opposition, we were questioning the UPND in opposition. We questioned the UPND in opposition. I made a statement that, Mambalo, you are a vapor, there's nothing you fix. I made it. I was attacked that, how do you attack a fellow opposition? Can those who were accusing me of attacking a fellow opposition say the same thing today? Some of them who are singing the most for the opposition today were the most ardent supporters of UPND and Hakainde Hichilema. They didn't want to listen to anything else. And we should follow them blindly again today. They misled us to support, misled Zambians to vote for Akainde in 2021. They should be followed blindly again today.
Dr. Membe,
all the time we should swing from one end of the pendulum to the other as if there's no middle position. Yes, there's one group this side. There's another group this side. They have been fighting each other for a long time and they attract a lot of attention. But there's also reason, there's also leadership that is here. Start looking at the leadership in the middle. If you don't, you'll be crying again in 5 years' time. If you will be there, we'll be laughing at you again.
My time is up. We've seen a few people leaving some political parties. In CF, we've seen today people like Maxwell Chungu, who has decided to ditch his national youth chairperson of Harry-Calabar Citizens First. Another candidate within the party from Petauke Central, as Richard Piri, has also ditched the party and withdrawn the candidature. What do you make of that? A blow to the opposition?
No, what it shows you is politics without principles. It's politics without conviction. It's politics without a belief. People have moved. It's not only from Harry-Calabar's CF. They have moved from SP. They have moved from PF. They have moved from UPND. We do have candidates. And standing on the SP ticket, who were UPND just a few days before nominations. They are with us from UPND.
Without principles.
No, I'm just telling you about the politics of the country today. This should worry you Zambians. Why form all these political parties? If the political parties can be exchanged, sometimes for money, you abandon your political position. It shows the state of the leadership of this country. That's why we are saying you can't leave the leadership of this country to politicians alone. We need other authentic leaders of our people to participate. We can't continue with this. This is a crisis.
Yeah, Dr. Membe, my last, Director, sorry, as we wrap up, I would like to get a few lessons that we should learn as a country from the recent ruling in the Edgar Lungu burial case in South Africa, where the government lost the case to the family. What key lessons do you think we should reflect on as a country?
Let's learn to be principled. This was unnecessary if principles were followed, which everybody knows. The remains of any deceased person on this planet belongs to their family. There is no political or religious position or whatever that takes the family away from you. It was very clear from the very beginning, those friends of ours in the government, Mr. Hitchlem and his team, were told, the board of Edgar does not belong to you. You are not president over the board of Edgar. It's not yours. You don't have power over the board of Edgar. No, he's a national figure. He's a leader. He deserves to be buried in a dignified manner. Dignified to who? We were asking those questions. I asked them here. I made what you would call strong statements on it. I was seen to be wrong. What do you want the board of Edgar for? I asked that question. Hitchlem, tell us what you want the board of Edgar for.
Some of your comments landed you with some cases.
Yes. Yes. But the South African Supreme Court has vindicated me. They have given the body to its rightful owners. Who took the matter to court? It was Akainde. Akainde took the case of Edgar's body to court. It was not taken to court by the family. The family only appealed what appeared to be the wrong or bad decision of the High Court of Pretoria. And the Court of Appeal has vindicated all of us. If Hakainde had listened, he wouldn't have suffered this humiliation. He's humiliated now. If he has got a sense of shame, he should be very ashamed with himself. He should be very ashamed to keep a body of someone else who is not your friend, who is not your relative, in the fridges for over a year.